Alright, here's part 3. So we're going to actually finish my second launch, and we're going to get to moon, flyby. We're going to get some extra science, and then I'm going to make some stupid mistakes on my re-entry. And I will lose my extra science in my mystery goose. But it will be okay. I end up having enough science to get to Mun on my third flight. So, upgrade the tracking station. It allows me to do what I need to tell if I have a flyby, because I just barely want to just get a tiny flyby. I don't have enough delta V to actually get a low moon flyby and a return trajectory, a free return trajectory, and I don't have enough to do a low moon flyby and reduce my periaps once I have a return trajectory. So I basically have to just deal with the fact that I'm only going to get high moon, what's it called? Science. And so normally when I'm trying to get a landing on the moon, I wait till I can just barely see the moon from like a 100 kilometer orbit. Here I'm specifically aiming so that I am going to get a flyby of the moon that does not increase my speed. So I want to actually lose a little bit of momentum in my flyby. So it's the opposite of a slingshot maneuver. It's kind of a reverse slingshot. Anyway, so I end up coming out in front of the moon with my ship, and then when I have my intercept with the moon, I end up escaping in the opposite direction that the moon is going. That ends up slowing me down. So I need to remember to get high science from high above Kerbin. So here I am doing that. And then I also need to remember to get science from the actual flyby, and then safely get back. So it looks like I have about, I can't read that in my video editor, but it looks like I have like 90 meters per second of delta V left. It's not a whole lot, but it's enough to do a correction burn so that I'm not entering the atmosphere too steeply. But it's really not a lot to do much. So again, I'm recording this super late, so I'm yawning. And in a perfect world, I would have each of these capsules filled with one from low Kerbin, low moon, high Kerbin, and high moon orbits, plus have one of those in my cabin. I do get that, but then I explode my mystery goo on re-entry. So I decided it was easier to do a correction burn here rather than after, and I just want my periaps to be around 30 kilometers. That way I basically am setting myself up for a free return trajectory while still having a flyby of the moon. And my closest approach is already pretty much where I am. A little bit more than 2,100 kilometers. So I decided to just get the stuff now. I'm not going to be able to make it to low moon orbit. There's no point in waiting for periaps and then doing stuff there. I just watched the SpaceX launch of the first test Crew Dragon to the International Space Station, and that was really cool. I'm excited for America to be able to launch its own vehicles to space. The broadcast I watched was the Everyday Astronaut live stream, and he said something to the effect of the Soyuz Russian ships that were launched originally cost like $20 million per launch, and they kept raising the price. It's currently like $80 million to launch to the space station, which is a lot of money. SpaceX hopefully will be charging a lot less than that and saving us a lot of tax dollars. NASA is the ones funding that, so it's not like SpaceX is doing it purely out of the goodness of their hearts or anything. But it is beneficial to SpaceX because SpaceX has other interests. They're doing a moon mission soon. They want to go to Mars. They have a satellite cluster that they're doing that's like 2,000 something satellites. I cannot stop yawning. It's almost 1 o'clock now in the morning, because this is some of the only times that I can record my voice without children screaming. Anyway, so here I am, getting close. I feel like this next part would be real boring, except I screw it up, so I feel like not speeding up the footage of it, because it's just so funny when I make dumb mistakes. So in this mission, I don't have any extra batteries. The batteries are only used though when excuse me. The batteries are only used when you're actually in control of the spacecraft. When you're time warping, it seems to not use it. But if you have SAS on, it's constantly using it. And so I was just kind of experimenting while I was doing this. I just assumed that I'd get it right the first try. See, if I just left it on its own devices or held SAS on, I would totally have enough. But I decided, hey, let's just do this spinny thing to like keep myself centered on the retrograde. And I completely get in a really bad spin. It's real bad. At this point, I was worried I was actually going to have to revert to my previous save, which was before I even did my burn to the moon, which means I would have wasted a bunch of time. But since I pulled it out, I'm like, yeah, whatever, let's just see how this works. And I think I ended up getting like 200 science, even with exploding those ones. I probably would have gotten another like 40 science maybe from those 4. I'll have to retry this at some point and see if I can do even better. But I still, like, my goal was to have the least number of launches, and like I said, I end up getting to the moon on my 3rd launch, so I didn't end up redoing this launch because I had all the science unlocked that I knew that I could already get to the moon with. And like I said, I've been doing this for like a week, so I did not want to just redo the mission just to get an extra 20 or 40 science that I didn't actually need. But if I ever do a challenge that's the least launches to get to Duna and back, actually I think I do that 3 with the Delta V I end up having in this, but We'll see. I don't know. I might try that challenge sometime. In that case, I would really want to make sure I did this second mission properly without exploding all of my mystery goos. And like I said, I actually saved the mystery goo content in the cockpit hard drive. So the mystery goos that blew up were only my secondary mystery goos, basically, for each of those locations. So let's see how we did. Oh yeah, need to remember to get my... I almost forgot and pressed that recover button because I was just like, whatever, I blew up my thing, maybe I'm probably going to do this again anyway. But then I remembered, no, I actually do want to get back to... get out and do the EVA report and get a crew report from the water, and I don't even remember if I got the temperature and pressure from the water. I could have gotten a lot more science, I think. Anyway, all I really needed was the Terrier engine, and having the fuel systems would have been great. I just ended up having so much science, so I was able to unlock the heavy rocketry and the batteries. I have so much science after 2 launches. It was just ridiculous. Here I am deciding whether I want heavy rocketry or miniaturization, and wherever this is called, propulsion systems. Because I mean, I can leave the moon from with just a spark engine if I have just a couple Oscar V's, but I think that I end up having the 30-part limit still, because upgrading the vehicle assembly building is 250. Anyway.